Coming up, the flood risk continues as the rain continues to fall.
Dedicated to eastern and southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News at 11.
Good evening, I'm Steve Hensley. It's been a rainy day and we are still watching out for the potential for flooding the rest of the week. Meteorologist Evan Hatter has the latest as our severe weather alert day continues. Evan.
That's right, Steve. Our first flood watch really was only for tonight and into tomorrow. Wouldn't be shocked if we see another one issued later on in the week. The little bit of good news that we do have is that we've been able to scale that first watch back a little bit. Take you to the map. Basically, areas north of the Mountain Parkway have been removed from the flood watch. That's areas like Irvin, Stanton, toward Campton, West Liberty, Sandy Hook over toward Louisa. And points to the north have all been removed from the flood watch. However, for everybody else in green, it continues through at least 6 a.m. Some also continuing it through 7 a.m. High-Knob camera at UVA-wise. It's a black and white image, but you can still see the rain coming down there this evening. They're sitting at 52. Most of us are in the middle to upper 50s at this hour. Temperatures have not moved much. You see why that watch was canceled for the northern part of the area. They're not getting a ton of rain right now. However, we've been seeing several hours of at least light rain around the southern part of the area, and we're seeing some heavier pockets now starting to move into the Cumberland Valley. So we're going to continue to watch that as we head into the overnight. Scattered showers, some occasional breezes as well, into the upper 40s for overnight lows tonight. I'll have the very latest on when we could see some of that additional rainfall start to move into the region coming up in just a few minutes. Steve?
All right, Evan, thank you. Flooding could be an issue in Estill County as the week goes on. The National Weather Service says the Kentucky River there is expected to crest around 32 feet. That's around 9 feet below the 41-foot crest seen last year. But unlike last year, locals say there's plenty of time to prepare, which is exactly what the president of the Fair Board is doing. Thanks to friends, family, and workers, they are trying to get everything off the property so they do not lose it all a second time.
First things to go are the horses. We always get those out first. Once the horses are out, we'll start evacuating every building, all of our equipment, out of the concession stands, all of our farm equipment. It's just all got to go.
Now, emergency management says one thing that makes flooding so bad along the Kentucky River is that they have to watch rainfall that counties get to the southeast, because that also contributes to how high the river will get. In Lee County, business owners are reflecting on the upcoming one-year anniversary of historic flooding there. Don Begley of Don Begley Auto Sales says his business is back and booming, but worries about the rain we are expecting.
We got rain coming in. I'm hoping, praying we don't get no more flood this time, you know. It'd be a disaster if we got a March 1st flood again, 1 year anniversary of the last flood and everything.
Begley tells us he was back open during the same week the flood happened last year, but had to have more than 100 cars crushed. Tonight, state police are still on the scene of a deadly home invasion in Madison County. It happened just before 4:30 this morning at a home on Willis Branch Road. The home belongs to businessman, former state representative, and Leslie County native Wesley Morgan. He says his daughter, 32-year-old Jordan Morgan, was killed in the ambush, and he was also shot. He has since been released from the hospital. Chad Hedrick has the latest.
A young life cut tragically short.
This isn't something that we see very common here in Madison County.
A violent home invasion that former state representative Wesley Morgan says killed his daughter at his mansion just outside of Richmond.
There were several family members staying inside, asleep at the time.
As news spread of Jordan Morgan's death, tributes on social media expressed condolences. One post calling Jordan kind and empowering. Another saying tragic isn't even the word to describe what happened. A friend she worked with on political campaigns and in the Bevin administration remembers her as a vivacious and engaging young woman who had a lot to offer, adding everyone who knew her is stunned that this energetic woman died this way. Jordan's LinkedIn says after working for the Bevin administration, she became an assistant Commonwealth's attorney in Northern Kentucky before joining the private sector in 2019. Lexington Law Group Reminger says Jordan just started working there last week. Right now, family and friends want to know who and why.
And hopefully, we'll be able to have some of those answers later.
Now, again, no arrests have been made. That was Chad Hedrick reporting. State police say they do not anticipate any additional information coming out tonight, and investigators are expected to be back at the scene again tomorrow. Troopers are asking folks who were in the area between 3:30 to 4:30 this morning and saw anything suspicious to call State Police Post 7 in Richmond at 859-623-2404. A middle school student who was found unresponsive at school in southern Kentucky has died. The Wayne County coroner says a 13-year-old girl was found unresponsive in a bathroom today and was taken to the hospital where she died. A district spokesperson says proper medical protocols were followed. So far, the girl's name has not been released and her cause of death is still unclear, but the coroner says it does not appear suspicious. A Magoffin County shooting early this morning left one man in the hospital and a political candidate in the Big Sandy Regional Detention Center. Troopers responded to a 911 call in the Royalton area, showing up to the home of Carter Whitaker, who witnesses say unexpectedly shot another man. Troopers found a man identified as Christopher Barnett with a gunshot wound to the chest, bleeding on the floor. He was taken to the hospital and his condition tonight is unknown.
As a result of this investigation, Carter Whitaker was charged with assault first degree and was lodged into Big Sandy Regional Detention Center.
Whitaker, who is running for county judge executive and is a former school superintendent, told troopers he does not know how it happened. The Lexington Herald-Leader reports Whitaker resigned as superintendent in 1993 after the state education department started an effort to remove him. He also ran unsuccessfully for judge executive in 2018. A van plowed through a home in Pikeville this morning. It happened at a home on Cedar Creek Road. The driver, later identified as James Michael Collins, was nowhere to be found when police arrived. The Pikeville Fire Department arrived to ensure that the home was safe and would not collapse. Fire Chief Patrick Bentley says they were lucky the garage was empty.
We was very lucky nobody was injured, because it had been a prolonged extrication getting the victim out. If there was somebody in there, dealing with trauma, stuff like that, time's on your side. And so we're very lucky, very fortunate that nobody was injured in this case.
Collins is in custody in connection with the crash. Police say he admitted to being the driver. He's in the Pike County Detention Center where he is facing numerous charges. Kentucky is continuing to see lower COVID-19 case totals. Here's a look at today's report. 3,300 new cases were announced today in Kentucky, along with 17 more deaths. The positivity rate is down a bit again. It's now at 12.18%. Hospitalizations are up slightly today, but the number of people in the ICU and on a ventilator have declined. We've also learned tonight that Harlan County schools will be making masks optional effective immediately, except for when on school buses. The mask mandate remains in effect on buses through March 18th. Health officials say that oral hygiene is something that should be taught from a young age. So in honor of National Children's Dental Health Month, officials with Anthem are making a pledge to help build that habit. WYMT's Zach Hawk reports.
The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention estimates 34 million school hours are lost annually because of unplanned dental care. Anthem officials want to help keep kids in the classroom with toothbrushes and some education.
We feel like it's important to get those toothbrushes and those checklists in the schools so that children can start brushing correctly at a young age.
At W.R. Castle Elementary School in Johnson County, they had a little help from an Operation Unite teacher. She typically works with drug awareness programs, but sees this as an extension of her healthy living mission.
Anything we could prevent early hand will go good with education. Doesn't matter if it's drugs or healthy bodies.
Dental care can be a problem for all ages. The CDC reports that nearly 30% of lower income people believe the appearance of their mouth and teeth impacts their ability to get work. As an elementary principal who has worked at all levels of the school system, Stephen Young knows avoiding bad outcomes starts in his building.
We learn a lot of the things that we take into adulthood at this early age. And school's not just about math and science and reading. We also have to teach them the little things in life.
In total, 6 Eastern Kentucky schools will get 2,500 dental care kits throughout the month of February. In Johnson County, Zach Hawk, WYMT Mountain News.
The initiative is called Brighter Smiles, Brighter Futures. The other 5 schools receiving kits are Cumberland Elementary School in Harlan County, Emelina Elementary in Knott County, Jesse D. Lay Elementary in Knox County, and Owsley County Elementary School, along with Owsley County Middle and High School. 6-year-old Colton Ramey of Paintsville has battled multiple health issues on and off at Cincinnati Children's Hospital for months, and lengthy hospital stays mean financial burdens. In order to help Colton and his mother Heather, Junior's Hibachi food truck held a fundraiser at the Lowe's parking lot in Paintsville earlier today. A percentage of the sales and donations will go directly to Heather and Colton.
It's heartwarming for sure, because a lot of people, they don't have to come support him. They have a choice to go anywhere else. They don't have to come here, and a lot of people are giving donations, keep the change here and there, and we're just glad to see, when people are down, to help out.
Colton's aunt, Amy Blair, says Heather is very grateful for the community's support throughout the journey. Coming up at 11, complaints of online ads for used cars at one price, but customers paying thousands more. We hear from experts about what you need to know so you do not fall victim to predatory pricing.
But first, even after tonight, we're not done with the heavy rain this week. I'll have the very latest breakdown on the way next.
Here are